Hey, good morning again. You got just me again today, just because Truck has trapped Cassie in bed. What that usually means is that he will crawl on top of either her arm or shoulder or chest or something and fall asleep and snore, and she can't get up. So I'd show you, but it's funny. So anyway, not much to really give you for a morning message today. Just to let you know that we see obviously what you guys are doing on con, and sometimes we might have some questions. So just try to be ready to answer questions, especially if I know some of you sometimes have like either clicked on something and not gone through and finished it, or sped through it just to see what it's like or something like that. So sometimes we see scores of like 1 or 2 or 0 out of 7 on a quiz or something, or a unit test, and obviously that concerns us. We don't want you guys to not be understanding things on con. Sometimes they may be teaching things a little bit differently if you're watching those videos or going through their lessons than we have, so it may be a little bit confusing. So what I want to make sure that you do is ask us. So I think some of you guys try to power through it and just get it done, and maybe you're sacrificing a little bit of comprehension and understanding of those concepts. And obviously, that's the last thing we want. We want you to be clear on what you're supposed to do on everything, and if what they say is not the same as what we have said in the past, similar to when you do that kind of homework stuff with your parents. We want you to ask us about it so that we can say, yeah, that's a valid way to do it, and there are things we can take from their lesson, but we're teaching it this particular way for a particular reason. So, we've got reasons, so we would like you to ask us and not just sort of power your way through it with not very much understanding and getting okay scores, or maybe even getting good scores but still ending up a little bit confused. That's what we're trying to avoid, is any confusion. That's the goal here. And then just try to make sure that you are working pretty diligently on con, because again, we might see 25 minutes, on our end, and you might say, well, I was sitting in front of the computer for like an hour. But, were you working? So contracts work in certain ways. I don't know exactly how their electronics work, but, when you're on an exercise, when you're on a quiz, when you're watching a video, they count learning minutes and they also count exercise minutes. So we count the whole time you're on there. And we just want to make sure that you're getting a good solid 45 minutes of work in there, and understanding what it is exactly that you're doing. Try to look out for, I know we told you don't have to necessarily check in, but if you're somebody that we have tried to track down a few times and say, you got to do more con, you got to do more con. If you've heard us say that to you before, or seen it on Slack, then you're probably somebody that might want to check in at the end of the day and say, or not what you think is the end of the day, what you think is the end of your time on con, and say, hey, how much time have I been on? I think I've been on there long enough. What does it show? And then we'll be able to kind of go on there and look at what you've done too, and then maybe ask you some questions about what it is that you've done. So that is con. You guys are doing a great job on the race. Of course, we would love to see more and more videos of the counting with the exercising at the same time. For those of you that haven't done that yet, I am going to post a video that some of you guys have already seen that is giving the answer to number 11 for the first and second years. And I just want to make sure that everybody's done that one before I post it. But it's also a cool video for the third years to watch, because it talks about something that we really haven't talked too much about in class. But also that same group, they're called Flowcabulary, that did that video. They have a whole bunch of other videos on their YouTube channel that are pretty cool. I haven't watched them all. Some of them, are just about, language or math or geometry or different things like that. But some of them are about different political things as well, and different health and even COVID-19 related things. So those ones you would probably want to watch with your parents. Be good stuff. Look for that later, probably later today, if not tomorrow, but more than likely later today. Oh, I said this one wasn't gonna be long, but I'm already past 5 minutes now. Cassie did yell to me to don't forget secret word, but I put a secret word in the first one. So I'm gonna not put one in here. So you'll have one today since you've had two for the last couple of days. So no secret word in this particular video. And there was one other thing I was going to say. I don't remember what it was. Darn. Oh well. All right, guys. So it's probably actually maybe about 8 o'clock or more right now. Do this, and I could do this with the other hand too, but you can't tell that oh, look at that window. You guys are so loud. All right. Create a great day. Continue to be thoughtful, and I'll talk to you on Slack.